But that's Joe Biden for you. And that's how Joe Biden does things. Welcome back. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get right to it. First topic. So Trump has given the Covid.gov website a much needed facelift. So pretty much it's now just pointing out all the atrocities of COVID. Now, I want you to go ahead and let me know in the comments what your most absurd thing during COVID was. Like, what did they do? What mandates were they? For me, I'd probably say the most absurd thing was the whole, when you went into a restaurant, you had to wear your mask until you got to the table. Like, somehow that when you get to the table and you sit down, COVID just completely goes away, and you're immune from COVID when you're sitting at the table. But if you got to go to the bathroom, you got to put your mask on, because once again, right when you stand up, all of a sudden you can just give COVID to people again. But yeah, that's just how crazy everything was. It's Trump's pointing out, he's putting it on the website that, yeah, it was all bullshit. It was all bullshit. None of it was science. And see, everybody knew this too, right? It was so easy, and pretty much after about 3 weeks of COVID, which you will never hear me say pandemic, first of all. It definitely was never a pandemic. But yeah, after about 3 weeks of COVID, you're like, oh, wow, this is just some sort of weird control tactic. They're just blowing it out of proportion, and they're just making crap up now. 6 feet apart, social distancing. Yeah, that was completely made up. It's basically what Fauci was doing. Just keep making up bullshit to make it sound like it was getting worse. And then everybody goes and decides that we're going to crown Fauci as like the greatest thing ever, and he's the number one disease specialist ever, and he knows everything. So now the guy who's become the most famous from the whole COVID deal is now the guy who's everybody's waiting to tell him it's okay. Like, oh yeah, we're waiting for Fauci to tell us. It's like, Fauci needs to be held accountable for this, and obviously, as Trump's pointing out on this website, it's just, the guy was basically funding the whole damn thing, right? It's the lab leak. It was just such a disastrous thing. And frankly, now that it's all basically said and done, for closure, I need Fauci to face some sort of legal ramifications for this. So let me know if you think Fauci needs to be held accountable. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So the senator who went to El Salvador has confirmed that the taxpayers did fund the trip. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
Who did pay for this trip?
This was an officially cleared, congressional trip, cleared on a bipartisan basis. Yes, like every other trip.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he just needs to step down. I mean, he needs to resign immediately. Let me know if you think this guy needs to resign for using taxpayer dollars to go to El Salvador to try to bring home some sort of MS-13 gang member who beats his wife and traffics people. It's like, these are the people that they're fighting for, folks. These are the people that they're using your hard-earned taxpayer dollars to go back and try to bring back to your community, to make your community less safe and just overall more of a shithole community, right? That's what they're trying to do. They don't care about the Americans. It's never about Americans anymore. It's only about illegals and just people who, offer really nothing to America. So, I don't know why they keep trying to keep these illegals here, because I mean, I've seen so many illegals around lately where you're just like, wow, there's no way that guy's an American. That guy is fresh off the boat from Africa, right? Like, you see all the time fresh off the boats, right? It's just like, that person is doing absolutely nothing for America. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So the internet's buzzing over Joe Biden's Easter photo and whether or not he was photoshopped in it. So go ahead, tell me if you think that looks like Joe was photoshopped into that picture. See, the crazier thing is how come Joe Biden can never just do anything that doesn't look fake? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always some sort of like, oh, is the guy wearing a mask, or is this even real? Or, is Jill like, ushering him off stage? The Biden administration and Biden can never just do anything that's like, oh, good, yeah, that was great. Or, oh, what's going on there? It's always some sort of skeptical thing going on with them, where everybody's like, that looks a little off, and this photo definitely looks a little off. I mean, they totally took it from just I mean, it's gotta be just a Photoshop in there, because he just looks too weirdly placed in the back there. Like, you know, what's going on there? He's just kind of like, you know, like, it's just, it's another weird, like, a weird out from Joe. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna call this an L, because maybe, just maybe, he's actually in that picture. But at least this is just a total weird out where it's like, God, at least do it so he looks like, put him in the middle, right? He was the fake president of the United States. Put the guy in the middle of the picture. He's supposed to be the matriarch of the family, and they're just kind of shoving him off into the backside there, right? But that's Joe Biden for you. And that's how Joe Biden does things. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So Trump called out China on their pollution of the Pacific Ocean with this Truth Social. And this is what's so funny, right? The whole climate change activists and everybody, you know, oh, climate change and global warming, blah, blah, blah. It only matters if it's in like America or Europe. You know, these activists, they don't care about China. They just want America to go back to, you know, wind power, or take us back to living off of basically candlelight, you know. But they have no problems with China, the absolute worst abusers of the environment, if you want to say, you know. But it's sickening that they don't care about China. They just want to ruin your life here, right? Or in Europe, they want to ruin Europe. It's never about going and tackling the real problem, like, oh, why don't we take our climate change protests out to China, where they're the biggest abusers of the environment? No, we just want to do it in America and just screw over the Americans and just make the Americans hate us and, you know, just put fake sanctions on the Americans, because, you know, that's all we really care about, is just ruining people's lives in America. The Chinese, great, well, let them do their thing. We don't care. They're not ruining the world. It's not climate change over there. It's only here in America. We're the only people screwing everything up. But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, follow, and yeah, we'll be seeing you.